DJ equipment has come so far in recent years, and this no doubt can create a lot of confusion for new DJs when it comes to what is the best type of gear for them. I guess it's important to know that all DJ gear and DJ software essentially do the same thing. So once you learn how to DJ, you're going to be able to DJ on whatever is in front of you. Now, trust me, I've taught thousands of people to DJ, and if you're making mistakes, then the chances are that you're just simply missing a step in the mixing process. Now, the good news is I condition the mixing process very early on in this course, and in no time at all, I can have you mixing very confidently on whatever gear you have in front of you, as all DJ gear shares the same basic operations needed to DJ, and that is loading and playing back each track, like matching the BPMs and learning how to beat match. You know, you're going to be able to see the waveforms of each track, whether or not it's on your standalone or on your computer screen. And then I'm even going to teach you places to mix in the track so everything lines up and your transitions sound really professional. So if you already have gear, then it's a win. However, if you're yet to get gear or you want to upgrade, then in this video, I'm going to talk about what I feel are some really good options right now based on your goals and also your budget. Now, firstly, there's two things to consider when buying DJ equipment. Number one, the software, which is the brains behind your gear. And also number two, the DJ gear itself, like the body. Okay, so DJ software. So the big brands in the DJ world are Pioneer, Serato, Denon, Tractor, and Virtual DJ. Yet the three main ones that seem to dominate are Pioneer, Serato, and Denon. Now, Serato has recently been bought by Pioneer, but outside of Serato, the software most Pioneer gear runs on is Rekordbox. So in truth, Serato and Rekordbox are very similar, and these days both work on most modern Pioneer DJ gear. But if you had to make a choice, it probably depends on your goals as a DJ. So for instance, if you want to play on club gear like CDJs with USBs, then Rekordbox is the software used to prepare your music for USB. Okay, so as a club DJ, 100% use Rekordbox. And I would say the majority of the pro touring DJs worldwide are using Rekordbox and USB sticks on club gear. However, right now, some of the Serato performance features designed for modern controllers are superior. So if you were a battle DJ, I would say chances are most Red Bull battle DJs are using Serato, but they're using computers. It's a different kind of atmosphere. So let's say you decided you want to buy the Pioneer FLX 10 or the Rev 5, which is compatible with both Rekordbox and Serato. Honestly, what software you choose to run with, it's going to come down to your own personal preferences and again, your goals as a DJ. Either way, both softwares operate in the same way. And if you were leaning towards always playing on your controller with your computer plugged in and you don't really into the club vibe, man, use Serato, it's awesome. But if you ever wanted to make the jump from controller to club gear and you had your sights playing on clubs with USB sticks, well, to be honest, I'd stick with Rekordbox. As the differences between these two software giants, they're slight, and the fact Pioneer just bought Serato means you can expect more of the Serato technology to be included in Rekordbox as new updates in software are released. But then you have Denon, okay? Now Denon is its own beast and has introduced performance features to club gear and was the first DJ software that incorporated the power that you'll find in DJ software into actual decks, meaning most Denon gear is standalone and connects directly to the internet. This means you don't need to connect a computer, and it runs at the same level as most Pioneer gear that needs a computer plugged in to achieve its power. So it's not just a pretty face and body, man, it's smart too. So personally, I like doing my prep on a computer, and I've always been a Pioneer kid and have grown up on Pioneer gear. But it's really hard to look past the Denon prices, which are dramatically cheaper than Pioneer DJ gear. In saying that, it is known though that Pioneer gear is more robust and there is less complaints about repairs on the Pioneer sites compared to Denon. However, Denon has a very devoted following, which speaks volumes of their products. But compared to Pioneer, Denon is still kind of the underdog. And if you're playing in clubs and expected to use the club's equipment, It's always Pioneer CDJs, probably because the Pioneer DJ gear is built to last and can handle a club environment, as the Denon gear seems more for personal use, okay? So let's now jump into my top picks when it comes to DJ equipment. Firstly, there are three main types of gear: all-in-one controllers, standalones, and club equipment. Now let's cover each individually now. The biggest difference between DJ controllers and club equipment is club equipment has inbuilt screens, which means you can load your music directly onto the players using USB sticks. Whilst controllers, to load and view your tracks, you're going to have to connect your computer, and the computer becomes the screen. Now, this is part of the reason why there's such a big price difference between controllers and club gear, as club gear essentially has computer technology built into the actual units, as DJ controllers are basically the body, and the DJ software that runs it on your computer are the brains. So together, they come together. But anyway, that being said, some bodies are more attractive than others and have more features, yet the DJ software that runs them is essentially the same. If you're just starting out and want to buy a controller that shares the same layout as the club equipment and has everything you need to get started and DJ at a professional and confident level, it's really hard to look past the DDJ FLX4. Now, this is an upgrade of arguably the most popular controller of all time, the DDJ 400. Now, you could become a really good DJ on this, and in truth, even if you upgrade, I'd hold on to this unit as it makes a great travel companion, and many of the videos in my course are filmed using the DDJ 400. If you want more features, a sexier body, then the DDJ FLX10 is a beast and has taken over the recently discontinued DDJ 1000. Now, the FLX10 has dual players, meaning you can play up to 4 tracks simultaneously, 4 channels. It has track separation. For instance, you can take out the vocals and melodies, all the drums out of each track, which creates really exciting opportunities for seamless mashups on the fly. It has a very similar layout and feel to the club equipment, so making the jump from this controller to club gear would honestly be easy as. And it's got lots of really cool effects and features that you can grow into as a DJ that will constantly challenge you to develop and build on your skills. Sitting between the FLX4 and the FLX10 is the Rev 5. Now, this is the next piece of gear I'm going to actually buy, as it shares many of the features of the FLX10, but I've already got a DDJ 1000, okay? But it adds pitch control to do seamless transitions between tracks with big differences in BPM, which looks good, frees up your hands a bit. It's got really cool stem separation options, like next level. And I'm really intrigued by its piano mode, meaning you can turn the performance pads into a piano and play melodies on top of the beats, like create my own mashups. I've got some ideas there. Now, the only thing that may turn some people off this, it has a scratch mixer layout with the pitch controls horizontal at the top of each player, as opposed to where they're traditionally placed to the right of each jog wheel. But it does have full-size CDJ jog wheels, which feel really nice, and it's honestly rare for a mid-range controller just to be this good, actually. So the Rev 5, no doubt, is a very exciting update in the DJ world. Now, the good news is all of these controllers I just mentioned read Rekordbox and Serato, but the FLX4 only comes with Serato DJ Lite, which is not ideal. So if you have the FLX4, I suggest using Rekordbox to unlock all of the performance features at no extra cost. Also, the Serato Rain 4 deserves a mention, as it shares many of the features of the Rev 5, but it feels a little bit better built, okay? It's got a more of a professional feel, okay? So I'll put some of the specs of each unit in the description below this video, so check that out. Standalones fit perfectly between controllers and club equipment, as like controllers, they're all in one unit, while club gear is usually 3 pieces, so 2 decks in a mixer in the middle connected by RCA cables. Yet like club gear, the standalones have inbuilt screens, which means you can load music directly onto the players, like the standalone, the all-in-one, using USB keys. Or on some standalones, like mainly Denon, you can connect the gear to the internet using Wi-Fi and stream music directly onto the players. Now, if you were running your own event, standalones could be a really good choice, as they're way easier to move around than a full club setup. And they look ultra sleek and professional. And honestly, they're a fraction of the price of CDJs. But again, standalones really do operate in the same way as club equipment. And I turned up to a gig just the other day, and instead of them having CDJs, which is what I expected, they had the XDJ-RZ there, which is one of the best standalones I know. And to be honest, it felt exactly like club gear. And if anything, it was just a bit easier. So if you know how to use that, you know how to use club gear. Anyway, here are my top picks. So number one, the Denon Prime 4 Plus, although very similar to its predecessor, the Prime 4, it's possibly the most powerful DJ standalone ever made. It's built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, which gives you direct access to the major DJ services like BeatSource and Beatport Link, which means access to millions of tracks at any given moment. Plus, it's hot on the heels of Serato with stem separation technology. It's got 4 channels with dual players, has loads of effects, and it's very similar to the layout found on most club equipment. Now, if you like the idea of having the power of your controller on DJ gear without having to connect your computer, the Prime 4 Plus is hard to overlook and is considered by many the #1 standalone on the market. The Pioneer DJ Opus Quad is beautiful, man. It's classy as hell. And honestly, those CDJ sized jog wheels with colored rings to indicate which tracks are currently playing, dual players, smooth echo effects, touch screen effects, several beautiful display screens, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi compatibility, allowing you to stream music directly onto the players, plus inbuilt track analysis, and apparently stem separation is expected to be added in upcoming software updates. Honestly makes, I really am tempted to get this one, okay? Now, choosing between this though and the Prime 4 Plus, it's a tough one, okay? And I guess it's gonna come down to, do you want to be in the Pioneer ecosystem, like Apple, you know what I mean? Just you got an iPhone, you get a Mac, that kind of thing. Meaning, like, if you want to be a club DJ, making the jump from the Opus Quad to club gear is going to be easy, okay, as they both use Rekordbox and they both operate in the same way. You put like your music from Rekordbox onto USB, plug it in, and away you go. And it may be the path of least resistance if you want to play in clubs, but otherwise, if it's for you, you don't really care about playing in clubs, or you just want to be like a gun behind the decks, Prime 4 Plus is pretty solid, it really is. This is a tough call. Now, I grew up with the original XDJ-RX, and boy, man, they've made big improvements since then. And the XDJ-RX, the original, man, people were raving about that, and I loved it too. It was like the first proper controller that read USBs. Now, the XDJ-RX 3 has a bigger full color screen, amazing inbuilt effects, a very similar layout to the club gear. So again, perfect for people looking for a slightly cheaper standalone that doesn't carry the price tag of club equipment. The alpha when it comes to DJ club equipment is no doubt the CDJ 3000s, coupled with either the DJM A9 or the DJM 900 Nexus 2. Now, I played on a set of these, and in truth, I've never touched and played with gear that felt better in my entire life. Like, it's so fast, it's so responsive. Now, sure, some of the controllers out there have as many, if not more features, but when it comes to a smooth ride, honestly, this is the Rolls Royce of all DJ gear. And if I had $10,000 that I could throw at DJ gear, I'd already own a set. Plus, I get pretty bad moisture down here. I'm a bit worried about putting that much money into gear that could get, anyway, humidity issues. Many would argue that Denon club gear is way better and way more affordable than Pioneer club gear. And in many ways, they're right, okay? Unlike Pioneer, the Denon club gear has dual players, okay? That means 4 decks going through a 4-channel mixer, like it's amazing. But they've also got built-in Wi-Fi for easy access to streaming services. They have this huge touchscreen for easy searching. And all in all, when it comes to price, it's hard to argue. These are super attractive. But the fact is, there was a huge splash around Denon a few years ago, and they're no closer to becoming the industry standard. And if you do play in clubs, I'd be surprised if I saw Denon gear in the DJ box anytime soon, if ever. That being said though, really good for home practice, it depends on your goals, like I said. Anyway, I like to compare DJ gear to cars, so you don't need to spend thousands on a car to become a good driver. My first car was $1,500, was a Ford Escort. I painted an Om on the bonnet, and anyway, I became a confident driver in that car, okay? And when I later upgraded to a Mazda 6, which was 20 times more expensive, it's not like I overnight became a better driver, okay? I still had the skills needed to drive that I got from my Escort, Now, put simply though, the Mazda 6, yeah, it's a smoother ride, it has more automated features that makes driving easier. But you're comparing that to DJing, honestly, gear doesn't matter as much as people think, So I think it's just important to get started. So the videos in my course are going to give you the skills needed to DJ on anything. So that being said, I would be mindful though of buying too cheap. Okay, some of those stuff for $100 a bit dodgy. But here's the thing: if you're getting gear that's compatible with Rekordbox Serato Prime, which is the software used to run Denon gear, Tractor or Virtual DJ, you should be okay. So ultimately, get down to a DJ shop and see what feels right. However, if you're unsure, you could start with the FLX4, and then even if you later decide to upgrade, the FLX4 makes a perfect traveling companion, and I take its predecessor, the DDJ400, with me wherever I go, despite having bigger and more powerful units that I can take. But to be honest, it's just portable. I take it around with me, just play. If an opportunity comes up, cool. Anyway, check the info underneath this video, as I have included important specs and features for all the gear mentioned in this video. Plus, if new gear is released, I may be more inclined to update the info below than redo this whole video. But anyway, feels like we're making progress. Okay, I'm excited. Thank you.